Good morning, Blue Jays fans, and welcome to Jays Latest. I'm your host, Craig Borden, and we actually get to talk celebratory fun today because the Blue Jays actually got a win. Blue Jays come up big against the Cincinnati Reds and win this one pretty handily, but it was one of those things that no lead is ever safe with the current worst bullpen in Major League Baseball over the last 30 days with a 6.7 ERA. That is what the world of the Toronto Blue Jays are currently living in. And as we talk all things Toronto Blue Jays right here on Jays Latest, make sure you hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons. On that note, the Blue Jays jumped right out of the gate hot with this one and eventually leading to their 12-9 win. So, how did it start, you might ask? Why else would it start any different other than a leadoff home run from the man, the myth, the legend, the MVP of this season, George Springer? Leads off the game with his 25th double or a home run of the season and just is looking like a monster. It's amazing that, not even 2 weeks ago we were talking about he had a concussion potentially and he was on the list for the protocol and all that kind of good stuff. And he's hitting monster bombs to center field to lead off a game in Cincinnati at Great American Ballpark. So it is what it is. But on that note, cannot say enough good things about George Springer. And then the Blue Jays just kept dumping on him from there. After setting up the table and everything, the Blue Jays had the bases loaded. Alejandro Kirk comes up and hits a 3-run double. Captain Kirk has been amazing. The Maple Beef has been doing all sorts of things that help carry this offense, along with obviously all the wonderful stuff he does with his pitching staff. Can't help about, throwing strikes and dropping balls and stuff like that. But to that point, Alejandro Kirk, obviously one of the other big MVPs and big pieces of this offense, batting near 300 a whole season. Flash forward to the second inning where the Blue Jays also put up a 4 spot. Started off with a home run from Bo Bichette, who is also feeling all things old school flow right now. And he's just monster hitting home runs. Another 103 mile per hour, 412-foot blast, 3-run homer that brings in Vladdy and George Springer. Just like I said, continuing to be very, very impressive at the plate. That puts the Blue Jays up at the time 8-1. Just keeps piling on from there, Blue Jays fans. That was right after a Vlad single, that the home run there that drove in a run. But here is the unfortunate reality to this stuff. The Reds kept coming back. Jose Barrios had a really rough day. Couple doubles and a throwing error lead to a couple runs for the Reds in the second inning in the bottom. And then Austin Hayes comes up and hits a knock, puts the Reds within a striking distance with his 13th home run of the season, 8-6 at that time. And then we get to talk about this piece to it. Jay's offense has been being powered by George Springer. He hits another home run, his 26th of the season. People made fun of me a few months ago when I said, he's looking like he could hit 30 home runs this year. 26 as of yesterday. A 2-run blast puts the Blue Jays back up 10-6. New / resurgent Blue Jay, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, comes in to score on that one as well. But apparently Austin Hayes felt like he wanted to get back in the action again. He hits another double in the fourth inning, puts another run up on the board for the Cincinnati Reds, and it just keeps coming like this. Gavin Lux, another one, scores him. And then seventh inning, Dalton Varsho goes a monster home run for his 17th of the season. Incredible to see that what he's been doing in the games that he's been doing. Another monster shot. And but it just kept going and going and going. Now it was 11-9, and TJ Friedl, who has been haunting us all the series, hits another homer, his 11th of the season. And then the ninth, the Blue Jays get one extra one back on a pass ball where Vlad Jr. was able to run home and score that run. Was just a very, very, very back and forth game, and the Blue Jays just did what they needed to do and got things done. George Springer, like I said, the main power part of this game, and Jeff Hoffman finally seals it up with a win in the ninth. Yeah, crazy couple of games already in Cincinnati with the walk-off Cincinnati Reds win and a comeback with 3 earned runs against the bullpen the day before, mostly Jeff Hoffman. 12-9 victory yesterday where Louis Varland picks up the win. But let's talk the roughed up pitching on both sides. First things first, this wasn't how the rotation was supposed to look for the Cincinnati Reds. So Scott Barlow ends up pitching as their pitcher. Their starting pitcher was sick and wasn't able to pitch. Barlow gets chased after just the 1 inning. And then it was just a comedy of fun things back and forth after that. Brent Suter came in and took the brunt of the assault over the next couple innings, giving up 6 earned runs, and then just kind of continued to go from there. Jose Barrios on the other side didn't fare as good either. Was able to only get 2 innings of work in with 2 earned runs, but 6 scored while he was on the mound due to errors and whatnot. A home run, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts as well. Dylan Tate pitched a clean inning in his re-debut for the Toronto Blue Jays. Eric Lauer even makes it into this game and gives up more earned runs than he's given up in a while. In his 2 1/3 inning, he gives up 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and then things settled in a little bit from there with Varland, Dominguez, and Hoffman closing this one out. Um, yeah, no pitching area was safe in this one. It was just always beaten up. But yes, let's move on to today because if you're scoreboard watching, all the other teams that we are fighting against won yesterday, so the lead still remains 2.5 games for the Toronto Blue Jays in the first place spot in the division. And today we have our resurgent, wonderful new arm, Shane Bieber, coming in fresh to take on Zach Little tonight at the Great American Ballpark. And yeah, it's going to be one of those matchups, I think, because the two of these guys are going to go toe to toe. And Zach Little is also having a very good season in 27 starts. He is fresh off of a start which he pitched 7 long innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs. But his outing right before that with the Arizona Diamondbacks, a little short. As you are more than well aware of, Shane Bieber is off to a hot start in his Toronto Blue Jays blue. 5 1/3 in his last outing against Milwaukee, only allowing 5 hits and 2 earned runs. 6 innings before that in his debut. This will be his third outing for the Toronto Blue Jays as he hopes to get us back on the right track and continue this into what they call a winning streak. It has happened before. So, thank you, Blue Jays fans, for joining. We will talk all things Toronto Blue Jays. Make sure you join us on Jaybird Watching tonight for the live chat. This is a fans chat tonight, so make sure you join us, and we will talk all things Toronto Blue Jays. And hope you have a great night, and talk to you soon. Cheers.